I'm back! I have my hair in a bun, I have comfy clothes on, and pimple patches covering my chin because apparently Mother Nature hates the fact that I'm in my 20s now. If you can't guess what that means we are reading today, and we are reading none other than Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know much about this book, like at all. I know that it is a sci-fi, and that's about it. If you guys have watched any of my videos, you guys know that I typically don't read the backs of the covers, and I don't really look up too much about books before I read them. Just a personal preference, I like to go in blind. And today we are doing just that with Red Rising. Let's get into it. Future Cece here, and I forgot to mention that there will be spoilers in this video, so if you do not want any spoilers of Red Rising, please click away now. Thanks. Okay, so we've got a little map. Not sure what that means, but if you look right here, guys, they're on Mars in this book. How cool is that? I'm liking this already. Okay, the prologue already has me so pumped up. I'm ready for war. Digging it. Okay, you know how I said I was like ready for war? Finishing chapter 1, I'm ready for a notebook. I mean, I'm losing track of people's names, the technology used, the places and clans, I want to say. I'm obviously lost, but we all know what you do when you're lost in the world building stages of a new book. You keep reading, of course. Okay guys, I already like Darrow. He's a risk taker. Like he knows, he's got some brains on him, and I dig that in a main character. He's also a provider for his wife, which I do think is kind of weird because he's only like 16. But I think it's different though because he's on Mars. So 16 on Mars is like what? Like two times the age in Earth years? Am I calculating that right? I want to say he's like in his 30s. So then it's okay. Saying he's 16 does not sound good. Darrow is a hell diver, which is basically like a miner, but I think he's like, I guess the best miner or like the lead miner. I'm not really sure, or maybe he just goes deeper into the mines than everyone else. It's not really explained too clearly, but they're mining for helium-3. What is that? Are they trying to like change their voices or something? Wow, this is a really unflattering angle, but I don't care. So I'm reading chapter 6 right now. I haven't finished it. So far, we have gathered that Darrow's a badass. He wants to provide for his wife. He loves his wife, and he wants to win the Laurel, which is basically this prize for the miners that mine the most helium-3. Also, Darrow is in the category of Reds, which are the people who are the pioneers of Mars. They are prepping the planet by mining, I presume, for the people who will follow in suit, who can then live and finish out terraforming Mars so that the human race survives and will become this multi-planetary species. Okay, so I had to explain a few more things first, but going backwards, his wife's name is Io, which, what? Weirdest freaking name I've ever heard, but whatever. Io doesn't really believe, at least it seems like she doesn't really believe that Darrow is going to win the Laurel, which technically he should because he mined the most helium-3. However, it seems like there's some prejudice in this society, and typically this other, what I'm assuming, clan, also in the Reds, wins the Laurel every single time. And in the Laurel is just basic necessities, it sounds like. You know, food, blankets, stuff like that. Anywho, I opened up my camera because it sounds like Io, Darrow's wife, knows something. She seems to have some type of information. She's being kind of like sketchy. Side note though, they also sound like a very sweet couple. But what's going on with Io? Darrow did not win the Laurel. Poor thing, the whole thing's rigged. It's never going to them. But Io has a gift for him and shows him this secret conservatory, botanical gardens kind of a thing. There is grass and there are trees and like life booming in this little secluded place that apparently they're not supposed to be at. And Io and Darrow get caught there. And now they're in prison. I just realized I lied in the last one. I think I said I was on chapter 6. I was on chapter 5. I'm on chapter 6 now. And they're gonna hang his wife. I don't know how to feel about this. I don't really know Io too well, but I kind of liked her. She's kind of seemed like a puppeteer, just pulling the strings for Darrow to do something. It seems like she kind of knows more about this society and that the Golds seem to be lying to them. Yeah, Darrow also got whipped like a lot, and now Io's gonna be hanged, so we'll see how this goes. I gotta mention this little quote too. So Darrow was just whipped. He was like bleeding out of his back and everything. And Io is placed on the same box that Darrow is on to get whipped. It's now her turn. And this is what he says. Her skin prickles as they lay her across the cold box. She flinches. I wish my blood had warmed it better for her. He wished he had bled more so it could be warm for her. Oh, that is so sad, but probably one of the sweetest things I have ever read. They let the loved one. Oh, God. I don't even know her. We didn't really get to know her. And this is so sad. This is going to break Darrow. I can't imagine it doing anything else. He had to pull on his wife's ankles to break her neck so that she would be in less pain. He states, on Mars there is not much gravity, so you have to pull the feet to break the neck. They let the loved ones do it. Oh, that's just... I'm taking a break. Okay, break has been taken. I'm back to reading now. I had to process that for a minute because I didn't expect to care that much. I think that just shows how great of an author Pierce Brown is, because why do I care about a character who's barely been present in the first 6 chapters of this book? It's insanely good writing. But basically, if you don't really understand why Io died, she sang a song that has been banned for the Reds to sing. It's about rebellion, it's about uprising, it's about taking back what is rightfully theirs. And so they kill her for that. They just stop the lashes and they just kill her. Now, instead of her hanging, because they just allowed the bodies to hang so everyone can see them, he takes her down and buries her in the little conservatory terrarium area that she showed him, that they both got whipped for. And so now Darrow's being hanged by his uncle Neril. Okay, so Darrow is alive. I don't really know how, but Uncle Neril slipped him something, which I don't see how that would like heal him from a broken neck, but whatever. He's alive, and the men of Ares, what is it called? The Sons of Ares have kind of taken him out of, I don't know, the Red Quarters. The world building is still very nuanced to me. I don't really understand it. I also don't understand who the Sons of Ares are. Who's Ares? Anywho, that's kind of what is happening. And they want Darrow to, what I presume, basically be the leader in this, like, uprising against the Golds. They bring him to the surface of Mars. I don't know why, but in my mind, I pictured them already being on the surface of Mars. They have not been. They have been living underground in, like, caves. So now Darrow is getting to see the surface of Mars, and it's a fucking city. I'm enraged. They have a city? The whole purpose of the Reds were to prepare to be the pioneers of Mars, to extract this helium-3 in order to terraform it, which, by the way, that's what the helium-3 is for. It's for terraforming. And they've already terraformed? They have cities up there? Let's go to war right now. Okay, so we met Mickey, and apparently he can just craft golds? What kind of technology is this? Okay, so Darrow is having a whole bunch of surgeries to turn him into a gold. Which is pretty intense and also very cool, and I like that it's surgical. I dig it. But do we get more backstory on Mickey? Because, like, I want to know. I want to know more about his character. Currently, he's giving Darrow a whole, like, background on his life, where basically he was drugged. It sounds like maybe hallucinogenics. I'm not really sure. But he was, like, drugged, and he had all of these dreams. And this is kind of what he says. My mind always separate from my body, no peace to it, no end to the madness. He clapped his hands then. And now I carve the things I saw in my fevered dreams, just as they always wished. I dreamed of you, I think. In the end, I suppose they'll wish I hadn't dreamed at all. I like it. I like it. He also has a full discussion with Darrow on this whole like segregation thing of the different races or colors. And Mickey says, mankind was always enslaved, they'll say. Freedom enslaves us to lust, to greed. Take freedom away and they give me a life of dreaming. They gave you a life of sacrifice, family, community, and society is stable. There is no famine, no genocide, no great wars. Oh, I don't know how I feel about this because like I hate it. I hate what the Golds are doing, but Mickey also has like such a great point with this. Like people are happy. Even though they are slaves, they are happy. Like Darrow was happy with his life as a Red. He didn't want to listen to Io. He didn't want a whole like uprising. He didn't want to question the livelihood that he had. He didn't want to question anything because he had that, and now he doesn't. And I think that might eat at him. Okay, you guys, so I read until chapter 16 last night before I needed to go to bed. This is kind of feeling a bit reminiscent of the Hunger Games, particularly like Katniss and Cinna. I think that was his name. Except instead of sweet Cinna, it's Mateo threatening Darrow with a shampoo bottle and little bitch slaps. I did appreciate that it's only these few pages displaying months of this torturous surgical process of him becoming a Gold and also his recovery and training to get into the Institute. I did not want to read all of that in like 100, 200 pages. So I was grateful for the briefness. I also want to say, is Dancer Ares? I really want to know who Ares is. Also, we did get introduced to a Goldbrow girl, Darrow's words, not mine. So she was humming the tune of the rebellion song that the Reds have, which makes me think that she's going to be a part of this like rebellion and on Darrow's side. But is she supposed to be like a love interest? Because it's too soon. It's way too soon. I'm still not over Io. Granted, at this point, it has been like months of, you know, him being able to process his grief and come to terms with the fact that Io is dead and, you know, that he killed her pretty much, but it's still too soon. I'm not over it. Please don't make that happen in this book. There is a little bit more world building as well. We do get a little bit more of an understanding of like Gamma is another basically faction or clan of Reds. But I still don't understand why they were favored and why they always won the laurel. I don't get that. Do we get an answer for that? I also understand a little bit more of like the layout on Mars. So on the surface, there are tons and tons of cities. So each city has a governor. And then below the city, the mine magistrates run the Reds beneath them. Overseeing all of that is the Arch Governor, who is basically in charge of all of Mars. Am I getting that correctly? That's my understanding so far in this book. Okay, so I'm cleaning right now and listening to the audiobook. Two things. Is Darrow supposed to be like Scottish or Irish? Because the narrator on audio is. As I was reading, I was not thinking Darrow would have like an Irish-Scottish accent whatsoever. So curious about that. I also want him to get rid, or at least hide, his wedding band. Something's gonna happen to it. I can already tell. It's gonna be bad. The way I ran to the camera, Augustus just mentioned Io and that she's a dim girl who chose to be hung for a stupid song. Oh, I'm seething. I'm seething. I like Cassius. It's my only update. Oh shit. He just woke up being punched. Okay, so it's a test, but still. I love Darrow. He's been through hell and back in his only 16 years of life. And he's laughing because the bag over his head smells like his fry suit. Just gotta love it. Ah, fuck. He just killed Julian. I feel like Cassius and him can't be friends now, huh? Okay, thoughts. I just got to part 3 and I started chapter 20 and already I am loving the struggle that Darrow, crap. Semantic satiation at its finest. But I'm loving that he's struggling with the cost of freedom. Darrow is ultimately this character that loved his life. And yet he is finding out now that this struggle to create a better life for his family and the next generations of Reds is costing him so much of himself. I love that he has this internal struggle of, this is not me. This was not what I wanted. This is just where I'm at, and I'm gonna just keep moving forward, even though I may not recognize myself at the end. I hope that this would be for something, and ultimately it is for Io. It is for his deceased wife, and it's beautiful, but it's also heart-wrenching. I have comments. So I'm in the middle of chapter 23. Well, I guess the beginning of chapter 23. I think I've hit the lull. So Darrow and his peers, or his comrades, or his competition, I don't really know, but it's like his house that he was placed in. They're on this, I guess, training ground. There's like this mass amount of land with various castles. I think all of them are castles. I could be wrong. And they're basically imitating a war? Did I get that right? I'm very confused right now. They kind of were just dropped off here by their proctor, which is Fitchner? Yeah, Fitchner. Fitchner basically spoke with them after like the culling, which is where Darrow killed Julian. Which, by the way, I'm still upset because, gosh, Cassius is gonna find out, and I like Cassius so far, and I can just tell that's gonna go so badly. Like, this kid is crying in the middle of the night because his brother is dead. So that's not a good sign. But anyways, so they had this little talk. They had this orientation. It really wasn't an orientation. I feel like they just are dropped off here, and Fitchner is like, oh, okay, you're going to see who the Peerless Scarred? Is that it? It's going to be? I don't know. But they're basically looking for a house to win, and then one person to be the prodigal son? No, the prodigy? I finally found it. It's Primus. Primus is only given to one person, one gold. And it opens doors to like internships and opportunities. I don't really know. Regardless, so Fincher tells this to all these kids that they're basically playing out this war, and it's not about killing, it's about winning. Darrow says, oh, well, we turn them into slaves. That's how we win without killing people. And so I guess they're gonna enslave people. Anywho, I've read a few chapters since that point, and nothing has really happened. Like, their house is in shambles. They are creating factions because they don't really like each other. There's a lot of cliques, which is pretty typical for high school if you think about it. Like, I'm not mad at that part, but I am mad because I don't understand, like, if you're supposed to be at war, find some common ground. You guys need to win this, and you're not gonna win this if everyone is doing something different and you guys are not collaborating and working as a team. And I don't really know what everyone is truly doing. A lot of names are being thrown out right now. I originally envisioned like maybe 6 kids. There's like 40 of them just in the house. Yeah, like I don't know what every faction in the house is doing. I really don't understand what Darrow and Cassius are doing. It seems like they're just kind of like, let's go frolic in the woods, and then we'll go back and we'll do nothing. I don't think they understand the assignment because they are literally just chit-chatting for a couple chapters. That's an over-exaggeration. Obviously they're, they're not, but nothing's really happening. That much is true. Okay, I'm back. So, Roke, or Rock, whatever his name is the voice of reason. They should be listening to him. That's all. Darrow finally listened. Just took you some time, didn't it? Well, I think Darrow just ruined that peace offering. And the next chapter is Titus's war. So if that's any indication, he definitely ruined it. It's a civil war now. They're in a war having another civil war. This is great. This is wonderful. Please note the sarcasm. I'm not enjoying this right now. I get it. They're kids. This is like their first like war, even though it's kind of pretend. They're arrogant. They're stupid kids. I hope that this part of the book is not going to continue for very long because I don't like it. This does not interest me. Okay, so you know how I said I like Cassius? I love him now. He wants to protect the women of his house. I love him. He's great. I haven't talked too much about Severo because honestly, I don't really think he was too important. He kind of just vanished. He went off, did his own thing. And apparently he's been wearing like a wolf hide and howling and just running off in the woods. But no, he's the real OG. He comes back as Cassius and Darrow are almost drowning, trying to escape the other house. What is it? Minervans, which also that other girl who hopefully is not a love interest. She's in that house. And they kind of just left them in the water and they're surrounded, so they haven't been able to escape. And Severo comes and takes them out. He's like, oh, well, we'll get the Minervas, these words, Minervans standard. And the standard is basically what each house uses to enslave the people of another house. Or the golds of another house, I should say. And Cassius is like, wait, you know how to do that? Severo snorts. What do you think I've been doing this whole time, you silky turd? Wanking off in the bushes? Cassius and I look at each other. Kind of, I say. Yeah, actually, Cassius agrees. Funniest thing about this is, like, there have been jokes made about what Severo has been doing in the freaking forest and in the bushes because he's been out like a madman and just not a part of the house like whatsoever. So yeah, I like Severo. He's been like actually planning and making moves while the rest of the house has just been in shambles. Okay, this is nice. So now that Severo's here, they have a plan. Finally. I'm super appreciative of this because I mean it's been a mess so far. And in all fairness, it is still a mess. However, this is progress. I just looked back at footage and realized that I had lettuce in my teeth. And I don't care to refilm my reactions, so that's just it. Guys, Titus is a red. What? I am so shocked right now. I'm so shooketh. Because did Dancer recruit him? Dancer and Harmony and, you know, Mateo, like, did they recruit him? Or did he do this on his own? Did someone else do that? Like, is there a bigger rebellion than what we thought? Like, what? That was, like, wild. I was not expecting that. It sounds like Mustang is trying to warn him about Jackal. Is that just me? Like, it sounds like she cares. I don't know how to interpret that right now. Oh man, this is getting good. This is getting so good. There's finally like war happening and I'm so in it. I so love this. Darrow finally captured House whatever, you know, and House Ceres. So that bodes really well for House Mars. Oh shit, you guys. Cassius knows. He knows that Darrow killed Julian. Darrow just got stabbed. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be fine. I mean, he's the main character. I'm not worried in the slightest. He also brought up the other gift that Io was gonna give him. And he really wanted to know that. And I just wanna say, he's not the only one. I really wanted to know what the second gift was too. Okay, so I'm on part 4 now and Mustang saved Darrow. I know. I have to say that I'm liking her, actually. I think if she is going to be the love interest for Darrow moving forward, I think she's a good pick. I actually really do like her. It's still too soon, but I'm not gonna be mad at it. Also, she's dying. Okay, so Mustang's alive and her name is Virginia. Also, I see this whole war strategy that Darrow is doing and it's basically going to be what he may do in real life with the golds. It sounds like he's going to take all of the Oathbreakers, which are kind of like the Reds, I suppose, in this whole school game. It is leading up and foreshadowing what he may do to win the rights back for the Reds. And probably all other colors too. That's my prediction. So it's been a few days since I've last read. More like a week. But we just found out that Fitchner is Severo's father. I didn't see that coming. Not even in the slightest. Okay, guys, so help me out. There is a scene where Fitchner and Darrow are speaking. You know, Darrow finds out that Fitchner is the father of Servo. And then they shake hands towards the end. But there's a moment of recognition from Fitchner when Darrow is shaking his hand because he's using the grip strength provided to him from growing up as a Red and being in the mines. Does Fitchner know that he's a Red now? Or is he just realizing, holy shit, Darrow's gonna beat the fuck out of me? Like, Like, which one is it? Guys, I totally called it. So remember in the beginning of this book when I said Mars years have got to be different than Earth years? Well, it's stated Darrow believes he's 18 years old in Earth year conversion, which means, and I looked this up. So if you can see, a year on Mars is equal to about 1.88 Earth years. So basically Darrow's like 33, almost 34, which actually, now that that has been explicitly expressed, I'm not too mad about him being married at such a young age, because really he was like 30. But also, he was 16 at the beginning of this book. How much time has elapsed? I need a timeline for this, guys. We just met the jackal. Dude, he's so scary. At first, he's like this guy named Lucian who seems timid and shy, doesn't really look like he wants to be there at all. And then Darrow, who's so freaking smooth about this, didn't even see it coming. He guesses that that's the jackal. And he takes him to his war room to chat, and he pretends that all of his army is drunk off of grape juice that he's given them, only to get Jackal to open up to him and for Darrow to reveal that he knows that that is Jackal. Oh man, that was such a smooth play. Pax just died. I'm really sad about it. He died in a very honorable way, just to save his friend. Holy shit, you guys, Darrow just killed Apollo. The Proctor Apollo. Is that even like allowed? I don't think it is. But still, like, yeah, kill him. Kill everybody. Guys, I'm fangirling over Severo. I just think he's so funny. And Darrow, too. Like, get a load of this. Whose are these? Severo asks me. Daddies. I tell him. So you guessed, Severo laughs. He's locked in Apollo's dungeons. That stupid pixie. He laughs again. They have an odd relationship. I don't know if I'm sleep deprived or I just really think that's funny, but I think that's funny. Guys, this is getting so intense. They're going after all of the proctors at Mount Olympus, which I don't think I explained thoroughly. So the proctors are like the teachers, and they all kind of reside at Mount Olympus, where they watch everything going down at the institute and how all of their students are faring. Yeah, Darrow and his whole army are like, fuck this shit. We're taking the whole damn town, and they're going up there with grav boots to take them all on. I'm so proud. Like, I don't even know how to describe this feeling. It's like watching the Avengers movies, and it's just like, man, I'm so rooting for you. Yes, take down everyone. Like, you just win the whole damn thing. It feels so good. Honestly, if they could bottle that feeling into a drug, I'd buy it. Broke's alive! What? I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot about him. Okay, so this is a really pointless feud between Cassius and Darrow. Cassius, I mean, I still like him, but he needs to grow up. What was Darrow supposed to do? Die? Let Julian kill him? He just needs to move on so they can be friends again and I'll be happy. Okay, wait, does Severo know now that Darrow is a red? He said he couldn't make out what Darrow said to Apollo before he killed him, which was bloody damn, which is only a word that the Reds use and not the Golds. Does Severo know now? No! God. I see why Darrow paired up with the Archgovernor. I get it. I get it. It'll give him access to him. It'll give him access to a lot of things and a lot of leeway to do what I'm assuming he's going to do in the next few books. I still don't like it. But we've finished. And now I need the second one. Wow. Just wow. So it's been a while, if my nails are any indication of how long it's taken me to film this video. But we have finally reached the end. So overall, my thoughts of Red Rising is that I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I did not expect to be so invested in this storyline, but I was completely. I think the writing style really pulled me in. It set up this internal rage that was palpable throughout the entire book. I felt so much for Darrow from the get-go, and I really appreciated his overall character growth throughout the book because he does not stay exactly as he was in the beginning. I also really appreciated all of the side characters. I think they were all very unique and they had me rooting for them just as much as Darrow. It was a great blend of action, of like fantasy sci-fi elements, as well as like heartfelt storyline that's kind of depressing if you really think about it, but it also creates such intense emotions. I think it was also balanced with a perfect level of comedic lines and prose, and I definitely enjoyed those sections because it cut through the tension of the entire book. The action moments were also quite thrilling, and there were twists and turns that I didn't really see coming, and it just made me want to turn the pages more. I think if you're interested in getting into sci-fi, this is a great book to start with, or if you are already interested in sci-fi, definitely get your hands on Red Rising. If you just want a gritty and intense reading experience that has you on page 1 feeling all these feels, this book is definitely for you. I'm giving Red Rising 4.75 stars, and here's the categories of my reading system. So my 2 little critiques are 1, the world building, and then 2, the descriptions. First and foremost, the world building had me so confused throughout the entirety of this book. There were just a lot of minute details that were mentioned and not really explained thoroughly enough, where there's nothing much I can say. I was just confused and I didn't like being confused. I will say though that once Darrow becomes a gold, there is a little bit more backstory and understanding of who the golds are as well as the reds, but I still kind of wanted more because we were introduced to so much in the first book. I think it could have been a little bit bigger and had some more information given to the reader, but I don't think I'm like too mad about that because it is a long saga. And I want to say that this was a creative decision by Pierce Brown to let the reader not know everything, because the main character Darrow does not know anything, and he is just coming to find out things in this book just as we are. So I can get behind that. Secondly, the descriptions in this book just left me, again, confused. As you guys could probably tell, I mean, I was pretty confused like throughout reading the entirety of this book. There were sprinkled moments continuously where I just could not picture for the life of me what anything looked like. And that bothered me because a large part of the interest for this book, I think, is the setting. And there were just so many scenes where I just could not picture anything, whether it was the technology that was used, whether it was the actual city above ground on the surface of Mars, whether it was the Reds' quarters or whatever we're calling them in the mines, and even some of the characters. I just could not visualize the way that they looked. Like the descriptions to me were lacking. However, they didn't lack throughout the entirety of the book. They only lacked, again, sprinkled throughout the book. But besides those 2 things, again, I loved this book. I think it was great. Another thing that I noticed apart from the book is that I didn't do a great job explaining what part of the book I was at when I went to film my reactions. And I apologize for that. That was not very great on my part. I just kind of assumed that when I opened the camera, you were at the same part that I was reading, and you probably weren't. This is something I will be working on in future videos. Anywho, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Please go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts were of Red Rising. Also, let me know if any of our reactions were similar or completely different. I'd love to hear it. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And until next time, happy reading.